is up, Baton Rouge? I'm Lee Jacoby, your 2025 Fort Cancer Event Chair with Oshner MD Anderson Cancer Center.
And I'm Caitlin Cockerham, your American Cancer Society staff partner. We are so excited to be here in the Garage Studios, brought to you by Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Shout out Gordon and his team for hosting us. We are thrilled to be interviewing majority of our amazing tastemakers over the next couple of days to hear all about their why, what they're excited about for Fort Cancer, get to know them on a little deeper level. And so without further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's hear from our tastemakers. Thanks, guys. All right, welcome back, everyone. Day 3 of podcasting, and we are here with the king and queen of Fort Cancer, or at least in my opinion. I don't know. Truly the king and queen.
Been here since the OG tastemaker class, both
First year,
of them.
baby.
We've got Shawn and Andy with us here today. So if y'all each want to just do a little quick intro, who you are and where you work, what you do at your work, etc.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll let ladies go first.
Of course.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
such a
Andi
gentleman.
Berthelot. I work at the keeping room. I own the keeping room.
I was going to say, you don't work there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I work there.
Well,
do.
yeah.
She owns that place.
I own the keeping room. It's a stationery and gift store in town. I've been doing Fort Cancer for the past 4 years. I was a tastemaker the first year and been on the board since.
Perfect.
Shawn?
Yeah. So I'm Shawn Zeringue. I work for LWCC. We're a workers' comp corporation located here in Baton Rouge, provide service to policyholders across the state. I'm in the marketing and communications department. As y'all mentioned, OG tastemaker with Andi. Got roped into kicking off this event here in Baton Rouge and have been a part of it since then.
Yeah, and Shawn actually was the chair the year after you were a tastemaker, so the second year too. So you've gone through every single player on the field.
Yes.
We're playing the field.
Yeah,
exactly.
we love it. We love it.
A utility player. I think that's what they call that.
Yeah.
Sports.
MVP. Sports. So we have a fun game I want to do with you guys. So I'll just fire off some questions. Any question I ask Shawn, if you want to start, and then Andi, you want to follow. Does that work with you?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Salty or sweet?
Sweet.
Salty.
Oh, okay. Lil Wayne or Boozy?
Wheezy all day.
All day.
Wheezy, yeah.
Okay, all right. Now he's definitely in the lead.
He's in the lead.
Boozy was catching up there for a second, but no, Lil Wayne all the way. Frozen or On the Rocks?
On the rocks.
Okay.
On the rocks.
On the Rocks with tahini or what? Salt?
Tahini.
Tahini.
Depends the drink.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like that answer. Taylor Swift or Britney Spears?
Britney. One hundo.
One
Without question.
hundo. Favorite Britney song? Sorry, Andi.
Favorite Britney song. So we're gonna go into deep cuts.
Okay.
Sometimes is one of my all-time favorites. I
And the
know
way
she
that-
hates it.
The way that video, I'll never be over that all white on the pier.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic.
I love it.
But Toxic is a common go-to.
So good.
Brittany
I love
is back, last year, 2 years ago when I was just coming on to Fork, is when I was trying to get Shawn to be my friend. Brittany
y'all
was
connected
I
over?
noticed his header photo on Facebook was
Love language.
the Last Supper, and Brittany's at the head of the table, and so I was like, this is my end.
You're like, all right, let's get it. Yeah, I found my end. Yeah. Andi, Taylor Swift or Britney Spears?
I actually am not a fan of either, but I'm going to go with Britney over Taylor.
Okay, I love that. Having a dinner party. Okay, guys, who would you choose as your top 3 guests?
I have some questions about this.
Okay, let's
Are
clarify.
we going real or fictional, alive or dead?
I will let you do it.
Yeah. You have creative direction
Yeah.
of this. This is a dream.
All right, so if we're going real people, it'd be Tiffany New York Pollard,
Okay.
Oh,
Icon.
wow.
Albert Einstein, and Jesus.
My
Yeah.
mom said Jesus too.
The
when I
fact
asked her
that
this
you've
question.
got Tiffany New York with
This
Jesus
is
at the
Yeah.
this
same
is a
table.
great rotation. I like this. This is a great dinner
It's like
party.
the yin and yang.
I love it.
So many questions for all of them.
I love that. And if they were fate, do you have another?
So fictional characters would be Phoebe Buffay,
Okay.
Mm.
Moira Rose,
That's a good one.
You just fold in the cheese.
and Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Oh my, you have put some thought into this.
Yeah.
I love it. Andi, what about you?
Ooh, this is a hard one. Because it's so, I'm not big into celebrities, so it's very hard to say oh, I would love to have dinner
Yeah.
with one of you. Jesus is a great one. It's
Mhm.
one that I thought of. Of course, if we're going back to the people who have passed. I would say my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know my third one.
Usher.
Ooh, I do love me some Usher.
Usher.
You, your dad,
Yeah,
Jesus, and
man.
Usher.
Ooh,
That's a core group.
that is.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Usher would be a good one.
Yeah. Is that your third?
Yeah, we'll pick Usher.
All right, you want him on your team. I love
Sure.
that. I love that. Best hype song.
Best hype song. See, that's hard for me. I like
Too
my
much?
music tastes are all over the place.
Okay.
But like a song that really pumps me up or that I'll just like sing out loud is "Since You've Been Gone" by Kelly Clarkson.
Yes.
Like no matter what kind of mood
Classic.
I'm in, I will belt
Belt it
that song out,
belt it out.
and it'll put me in a better mood.
Like you're going through your worst breakup of your life.
Yeah,
even
or
though
just
you're
having a
happily
good day
married.
and you want to sing. Like
That's
They're
my
just a feel-good
favorite.
song.
It is.
That's so fun. How about you, Andy?
I would have to say, I don't know, anything Lil Wayne, y'all.
Yeah.
Like I love Lil Wayne. That's
true.
probably my go-to for hype songs.
Love that. With you, that's what you run to with your 19
That is
pound.
what I run to.
Yeah.
they're hard though, because like you internalize all these questions. Like, what are people going to think of me depending on what I say? And
Right.
Yeah.
It's just
And
fun.
I'm
Think you're
like
fabulous,
Shawn,
the
like
king and
music. I am all over the place with music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My
You like
playlist,
a little bit of
like if
everything.
you listen to my playlist, you'd be like, God, you're so bipolar. I go from like
What are you listening
screaming
to?
Oh yeah.
To Adele, to
Yes.
all the things under the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hit y'all with the last one because it's kind of that time of the year. King cake or beignets?
King cake.
Easy.
King cake.
Classic or we like a flavor?
I'll say classic because people get a little crazy with the flavor.
They do.
Like sometimes they do too much.
Like German chocolate turtle cake or whatever.
Yeah.
I
I'm like,
saw one the other day. It was like orange dreamsicle. I was like, I don't think
Yeah.
it goes into a pastry. Like I don't.
yeah.
That's gross.
I don't know.
That's gross.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I'm
hey,
not, I don't like
that
either,
just
so
sounds like-
I have to exit from the
Different
conversation.
strokes for different folks. You know.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. What
I
about
would
you?
say plain, classic.
Plain
Perfect.
classic. That's good.
Perfect. Okay, so I guess we'll kick it off by each of you just kind of telling us what brings you back to Fork year after year. Like we mentioned, you both were in class 1, and so here we are starting in year 4. You know, why do you keep coming back every year? What motivates you to still be involved with Fork Cancer?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a journey from year 1 to where we are now. I guess what keeps bringing me back is, I mean, just the obvious that cancer sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that all the time. And I know some people are like, oh, that sucks. But like, there's no other way to put it. Like, it just really
Truly.
sucks. And too many of us have the common denominator of someone we love or someone we care about either face cancer or, you know, lose their battle to cancer. And that's what brings me back is, you know, I've met a lot of people through some of my different positions.
Yeah.
And I talk about 2 in particular, Holly Stars and Mary Catherine O'Gilvy, that I met through bust breast cancer and working at Women's Hospital. And they were just badasses. I mean, just incredible women, a whole life ahead of them that was cut short because of cancer. And like I say, you know, I can't cure, I can't treat, I can't do anything really to help them. So you feel helpless. But the one thing I can do is run my mouth, raise money, raise awareness. So, you know, that's what keeps bringing me back every year is just knowing them, knowing their battle, and so many other people who bravely take on this diagnosis and not letting cancer be the victor and not letting, you know, their story along with so many other stories end with cancer winning.
100%. I actually used that quote. I quoted you. I was like,
We
Shawn.
did.
And I said, yeah, but I can yap and I can run my mouth for
Yeah.
it. And I was like, to quote Shawn.
Gift
and
a
I
gab. I
yeah.
mean, why
I
not?
love that. I love that. Andy, what about you?
I would actually have to piggyback on Shawn. I do agree. Like, we can't cure it, and the only thing that we can do is run our mouth. So that does keep me coming back. And the one thing that keeps me with Fork is what actually Fork stands for. That it actually comes back into our community. That you can see it in Baton Rouge itself and what it does. Like, one of our tastemakers was talking that she has patients. It goes to their nutrition and like getting them protein shakes and having their rides paid for. That's what it keeps me coming back for, because it's something that we can continue to fundraise for and help for research, but it also helps our community and helps the ones that we may not understand that they don't have the money to get to and from radiation or the funds for nutrition that they need. So we unfortunately, not fortunately, we're fortunate that we've never had to deal with that.
Right.
But unfortunately they have.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to know that what we're doing the party for a purpose is actually being used.
Yeah, it's like a tangible impact that we see, all of us see every day.
For sure.
Which is like absolutely insane. I would say probably one of the things that keeps me coming back with them is you in the pond with your, what are they called? The waders. The waders on in the, where we have it. It's Capitol Park. There's a beautiful pond there. And Shawn will get in and he's like, all right, hold on. I'm going to put my waders on.
Whatever
and he's
we
like,
gotta do.
whatever we got to
gotta
do. Yeah. And it's just, I think the friendship that I've been able to really develop with the both of you. I don't imagine my life without either one of you. And I'm incredibly grateful for that and what you serve on Fork in general. So, I mean, it just makes it what it is.
For sure.
I would have to agree with you, Lily, on the friendship that I've also made throughout Fork. It almost becomes like a little family. And everyone that I've been able to network with through Fork and just where we are now. I mean, it's a lot from 4 years ago. We had no clue what Fork even meant and who people were, and just the contacts that we've met through Fork, I think have been great.
Yeah. No, for sure. We were actually telling Adam, like Adam came yesterday. We were so excited because we're like, another guy, like, yay, someone we can, have, and you brought him in. So I was like, there we go. It was awesome. So what is one thing that you guys are excited about? You guys are serving in a different role this year, or at least Shawn is serving with logistics and decor. You guys are both the leads there. We couldn't have two better people doing that. So what are you most excited for serving in that role? Like creatively, I guess.
I mean, the event is incredible. The Capitol Park Museum is a beautiful space, and each year I think it continues to get bigger and better, and we continue to elevate the event. So, I mean, that's super exciting and super fun, choosing what we're going to do, where we're going to do it, how we're going to make this better is exciting and challenging all at the same time. So I think people can expect the same really fun event. I mean, super excited to bring Fork back again for a fourth year, but kind of have some unexpected surprises for people, kind of reimagining the space, changing up the way we do things. So I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. How about you, Andi?
I mean, I just love being able to see and plan the whole, we start in August planning and seeing it come together at the end in May or April when we usually do it. But it's just amazing to see it and like see everything that goes into it.
Truly, y'all know every in and out, down to like what the napkin will look like and the detailing on the side of it, Yeah.
And I also love too that Fork, and I feel like we've been changing this in the last 2 years at least. And even when Shawn was chair, and I think it was just so new then that we didn't do it as much. But the fact that we're trying to use vendors that are again local, and we're trying to give back to our community by using local vendors and making sure like they're a part of it as well.
Yeah. Which I think is great. I mean, when you're investing in your community, it's going to invest back in you for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, it takes a village. It really, really does. I mean, Andi and I are excited to be co-chairs and lead the group. But I mean, we have a great committee of individuals that bring a lot of expertise and a lot of really good ideas together to us. And I mean, outside of just our committee, there's so many people on this committee that bring ideas and bring, fresh thoughts of how we can make it better and how we could bring more people in. And it's a good problem to have that, we have so many people and we're running out of space, or we're trying to figure out how to fit more people or accommodate more vendors. So, I mean, that's exciting and refreshing to, get all those new ideas and new thoughts on how we keep improving this
That
event.
must be like a total full circle moment for you and for you, Andi, for being involved from the beginning, where we were back, Point Marie, right? The first year, and to see where it is now, like that just must feel incredibly fulfilling and like
it's awesome. And I mean,
really
the glow up is real. I mean,
it is real. 10 out of 10.
When Chloe called and asked about being a tastemaker, I had no idea. I was like, what are you asking me to do? Like, what even is this event? And she was like, it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. Just trust me. And I was like, okay, we're going to do it. And it was fun and we had a great time. I think Andi said it best. Like, we really didn't even know what we were doing, but we knew we had a cause and we were going to do it, and we were successful in that event. And then they asked me to be the chair the next year, and I said, I'll do it, but we're gonna put Fork on the map. Like, we're gonna let people know what's up. And it's just been awesome to watch it get bigger and better every year. And I think that that excitement that everybody brings to the event, and hearing people talk about, they can't wait for Fork next year, or, my friends still talk about the food that we had at Fork. Props
So
to
good.
our food and beverage committee.
Yeah, Jordan and Mommy, shout out. We love them.
Yes.
It's just been super cool to see it grow and continue to grow and get bigger and better.
Shawn, I actually have a question for you. I've always admired this about you, how involved you are just in the Baton Rouge community in itself, the connections that you make, the boards that you're on. What drives you to continue that, passion and that commitment to our community here in Baton Rouge, and why do you do that?
I've always been an overachiever, spread myself entirely too thin. I think
Say
I
yes to
function,
everything. Yeah.
I think I function best in chaos. But oftentimes you hear people really just be down and out about Baton Rouge and complain about this and complain about that. And yeah, Baton Rouge faces its challenges, but nothing's ever going to get better if you do nothing about it.
Right.
So I've always kind of been a person to put your mouth where your money is, or however that saying goes, whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I got you.
If I want a better Baton Rouge, if I want to live in a community that offers better things or improves in this way, like do it. Like get involved, be the change you want to see in the world. Don't just stand there and complain, like do something about it.
Yeah.
And if you have ideas, share them, talk to people. I mean, so many of us have the same frustrations and have all these ideas of, I would do this if I was in charge. Then get involved and
then be in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staying silent isn't going to fix anything, like you have to get out there and do stuff.
I love that. That's so fun. I love that. That's why he's the king of
He is
truly the
king.
king.
I don't know about any of that.
Yeah,
but.
no, you are. Andi, so you own the Keeping Room, which I think also brings it back to our community. Every single year, you continuously donate to all these amazing causes. You do a lot of different work, especially for Fork Cancer. But can you tell me about, what that means to you, having a small business here in Baton Rouge and being a part of the community here?
Yes, I have always said, with my platform at my business, that I was able to give back to the community somehow in any way that I could. I wanted to, whether it was giving to different local schools or doing something like Fork Cancer. And before I found Fork, I gave to tons of different organizations, and I still do, but Fork is the main focus of where I would like to give. And I will continue to find one organization that I will give to, which will be Fork, of course. But I just feel like that's something that as a business owner, we can do, and it gives back to you. The more that you give to something else, it comes back. And the business that I have received, not only just from Fork itself and American Cancer Society, but also the people in Fork.
Right.
Like I've met so many people that I would have never met before and didn't even know about my business, and who have continued to use me, and their companies use me, or something like, it just gives back. And so I just think that it's something that I want to continue to give, and
you have the ability to give. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, I just got my girls Valentines from
Did
Keeping Room. They
you?
were the best because, as Shawn said, I love to. I work best with a full plate. I should go to therapy about it. But anyways, I knew that
let's
this
unpack
week-
this together
This is
right
therapy.
now. All right, yeah, let's go.
I knew that this week was overload for me. We've got podcasts. My daughter turning 6 tomorrow. It's Valentine's, all of the things. And so I was like, this needs to be outsourced. And where am I going? The Keeping Room. They have the best stuff.
Yeah.
And I picked them up yesterday. They're cut. They're hole punched. They're packaged.
They're
They're
ready
ready to go. I was
You're
like,
like,
this
I
is
am
it.
mom of the year. Nobody
Done.
needs to know who did this. Yeah.
I
love it.
Hey, everyone needs help a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
We can't do it
and
all.
that's why we have the Keeping Room here. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys are the best. So what is some advice for somebody that is looking, who's watching this right now, that would be like, I want to get involved. These people are the coolest sitting in this room right now.
course.
They just want to be a part of our gang. Like, how would you want them to get involved, or what could they do?
Advice, would you give them? Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
I mean, I think regardless of if you're going to help and participate with Fork or, another organization, find something you're passionate about. Find something that answers your why, that makes you, excited to be involved in, that gives you a sense of purpose. Like I said, I felt so helpless, losing Holly and Mary Catherine to cancer, and there was nothing I could do about it. But through Fork, I found a purpose to continue that fight, or to make sure that their stories live on, to make sure that people know that they were incredible women, along with so many other people So just find your why, find, what gives you energy, what fills you, and go after it. Fellas, we do need more guys on the Fork committee.
Yes.
Fellas.
We heard it here
You
first.
we have a few holding it down, but
Yeah.
just find something that gives you energy, gives you purpose, and go after it.
That's filling your cup also to be able to continue their legacy of your friends and live out their
Absolutely.
story.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, and that's always intertwined. I feel like in everything that you speak about, everything that you do, really are a true testament to that, which I love.
Yes, and I would say fill your cup. Like whatever fills your cup the most, that's what you want to do. I'll never forget the first time that I helped. It was Shawn's year, and how great I felt after the event. Like we pulled this off. This was such a successful event, and even last year when we were picking up, and it was me, you, and Kristen, and I was like, y'all, we like killed this. Like we pulled this off, and it just makes you feel so good. And like I felt like I was on a high for the next week or so, like thinking, we did this, and look what we raised, and we gave back. And no, it wasn't all from me. It's from everybody.
collective
I feel like I
effort,
don't
yeah.
even do a half of what anyone else does that's on the board. But it's so much. It takes everybody. It's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole puzzle that has to come together.
It really does.
There's so many
Yeah.
pieces that we have to put together.
I always like to say, like, we're going to do this thing because y'all did the damn thing before. That
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I think it's just
Y'all
building.
walked so we could run.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And our click, clack, heels, like, basically. But, I mean, really, it's just what you guys have blood, sweat, tears, energy, everything you guys have put into this to make sure your vision comes to life. I mean, I can't do anything without you guys, truly, because I don't know. We'd be kind of dead in the water a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
and
Our
look,
vision
I mean,
would not be there.
Volunteering's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's not for the faint of heart, not to discourage anyone. Obviously, I want people to get involved, but that's why I say find your why, find what
Right.
brings you energy, because there are some dark days where you're like, why am I doing this? Like,
Yeah.
why am
For
I
sure.
wasting my time doing this? And then like Andi said, like after the event or after like a big meeting and people have all these cool ideas, you just get so re-energized,
Energized.
and Dan, my husband, and my friends hear me on my bad days and like, why do you keep doing it?
Yeah, they're
and I
like,
keep going back to like my why, and every year I'm like, oh, I think this is my last year, and then we
Psych.
have the big event. I'm like, let's
go.
go. Like next
Let's
year's gonna
get
be
it.
so much
Yeah,
better.
I already know what I'm gonna fix.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
That kind
that's-
of brings me to, I guess, one of our last questions probably is, since y'all have been here from the beginning, where do y'all see Fork going, or what would you like to see happen with Fork? Whether, from an event standpoint or from a mission and impact standpoint, like where would you like to see Fork in 2, 3, 5 years, whatever?
That's a big question.
It's a loaded one.
Go ahead, Andi.
I'll jump before Shawn. I loved this year how we did the Christmas crawl.
Mm-hmm.
And how it was not only just about the big event that we have at the end of the year, but it's also something that we continue to like just raise money throughout, in which we are raising money throughout. Our tastemakers are killing it, raising the money. But we are also showing the community and giving back to those small businesses
Right.
and different restaurants and our vendors that are at the event. I love that. That was a great thing that we did this year. So shout out to the special
Ariel.
Yeah,
Who was it? It was Ariel
Ariel.
Hill's
Yeah.
team.
She's
Yeah,
Shout out to them.
The amount of those restaurants in the overpass area that came back to us and were like, we ran out of product because we were not
Because-
expecting that crowd. Like Fork showed up.
Yeah.
I just thought that
Show
was
up,
so
we
amazing.
show out, yeah.
Especially like
Yes.
for a Thursday in early December. Like they're
Yes,
not
it was a
expecting
great-
it. Yeah, it
great
was amazing.
event. So I love that. And I think that in years to come, I think we can continue to do something like that. And maybe
I
even
wanna
do
it-
like a
keep doing it
different,
again.
maybe we do 3 or 4 times a year plus the main event.
Mhm.
And that gives people that can't make it to the main event the time to go out and to support
Mhm.
Fork, because it is a great cause and it's
Agreed.
it's fun.
It is.
It's not
fun.
like it's not like a normal fundraiser where you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
It
this
really
is boring.
isn't. Yeah, it's very
It's a really
specifically
fun.
geared.
Yeah,
We're a good time.
we
Yep.
are.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with Andi. I would love to just see it continue on that upward trajectory of just growing. And I mean, I think we've seen that over the 4 years, not only in the amount of money that we've raised, but, selling out on tickets last year, like that's incredible. Or having to rethink spaces to fit more people because we're running out of room, that's awesome. And just going out in the community and hearing people excited about Fork or asking when they could buy tickets, people blowing me up on Instagram, like, when are tickets going on sale? I want to make sure to go this year.
Right.
That's super exciting. And I want to continue to see it grow and get bigger and get better without, losing sight of its purpose.
Correct.
Yes, it is a party, it is a good time, but why we're raising money, what we're doing this for, and how it contributes to the greater good of our community.
Having the mission
Yes.
in every aspect,
Absolutely.
which I know is so important to you guys.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, can you give our people who are watching a little bit what to expect basically at Fork Cancer 2025 and any sneak previews, anything like sneak peeks of what to expect? Or obviously tell us what we're going to expect, but any secrets you're willing to unveil.
So I tell them to think about Fork in the past
Okay,
and
I'm
forget
thinking.
about it.
Okay.
Because
It's
we're
gone.
flipping it upside down.
Yeah.
Out the window.
Rethinking everything. We're going to have some glitz, some glamour, but still, mixed nuts are going to be there. They always bring the party. Our food and beverage committee is already crushing it. So we're going to have lots of great small bites and craft cocktails from around the community. And not just your typical run-of-the-mill stuff. I mean, people are bringing it out this year.
They are.
Yes.
Really.
So super excited about that. It's just Fork reimagined, I guess, is what I would say.
Ooh, I like that.
That's one thing I love. Like, I will say, shout out to y'all's team and just everyone that has consistently come back. Is I don't feel like Fork has ever been like rinse and repeat. Every year it is getting stepped up, like in the best possible
We're
way.
stepping
with,
it up.
With,
It's 20.
yeah, with like still staying true to what Fork stands for. I think y'all have done an amazing job of that.
Yeah, I think this year, Shawn, we can kind of give them a little sneak peek about our honor wall and how that's
Yes.
people need to buy their spots. We're going to
Yeah.
put pictures. That's going to be a really cool
I think
spotlight
so too.
this
It's
year. I'm
definitely-
excited about that.
I think so too.
Along with everything else we're doing.
It's a definite
It is-
focal point.
Shawn said it best. We're flipping it up.
yeah.
all
Flipping
going
it up,
around.
turning it
I love
around.
that. I love
Yes.
that you guys are doing the honor wall like as soon as you walk in, so that impact is right staring you in the face right when you
Well,
walk
that's why we're
into
here.
the event.
That's
exactly.
what we're doing this for.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So letting, come in, have a good time, but also like,
remember.
let's remember those
Mhm.
folks that we're doing this,
This is
for, that are
for.
fighting, that have fought the fight, and that are benefiting from what
These
we're doing.
What we're doing here
Yeah.
today. Yeah. I am excited. You mentioned mixed nights. I'm super excited. Side note, my dad was like, is it a live band? I was like, yes, it's a live band, whatever. He's fine in for it. Fine. He goes on Facebook. He does not do Facebook. This man's like 66, 67. He's old, but he's like, I tried to DM them and give my song requests. And he's like, my message doesn't go through. I only have 2 song requests. And like one of them's like Dua Lipa and one's, I don't know, like Tom Petty or something. And I was like, all right, well, like let me let Andy and Shawn know and we'll get it to you. But yeah, anyway.
Well, another legacy tastemaker, Jonathan, was in the OG class with us, and he's the
Yes.
drummer for the Mixed Nuts, and they've come back year
Oh,
after year
awesome.
and
Yeah.
always turn it out.
They really
all the
do.
hits.
They
Yeah.
do.
It's cool to see how that connection continues between the classes. And like we just had Annabeth on before. She was with you guys.
Tia.
Tia,
Tia,
Mission. She's our
Missions.
mission. And it just it's really cool how you guys continue to come back
Yeah.
here.
It's
Sunny is on your committee too.
She was a tastemaker.
Yeah. It's so
It
awesome.
really is
Yeah.
good. The past and tastemakers that are still involved.
Mhm.
Agreed.
It really is good
Yeah.
to look back and see. And again, like that friendship that we made from that class of tastemakers. We were all sweating it out at Point Marie. Gosh, I pray it's not that hot.
Oh,
in May.
we have some we
We're
got some new
ready for that.
advancements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some new things coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to the Starkovich household for that one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank
so we got
gosh.
May 1st. We've got Mixed Nuts. We've got the best food and beverage.
we got the
vendors
king and
in
queen
Baton
of
Rouge. The
Fort
king and
Cancer
queen will be
behind
there.
everything.
Your favorite podcast host will be there.
Yes.
It's going to be a time you don't want to miss. So yeah, we'll plug one last time fortcancerbatonrouge.org and get your tickets there. Get all the other details. Look at our fabulous tastemakers. It's a beautiful class. And
I love you both.
Yes.
We
so
love y'all.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
Y'all
y'all
for
so
what y'all
much.
do.
Thank
Best
y'all
people
so much
ever.
for coming today, chatting with us. We enjoyed it. Always do.
All right, let's get it for May
All right.
1st. I'm
Yes.
excited.
Whoop.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank
Thank
y'all.
Appreciate you.